So we have a question. First question natin, sir, is from Pamela of DZMM.
Hindi lang po may panawagan po si Congressman Antonio Tino na wag pong i-approve yung hiling ni Congressman Duterte na travel clearance. Do you share po the same sentiment or call?
Well, first of all, we sympathize why the public is asking questions, because this type of trip is not ordinary trip, diba? 17 countries, I guess, for 2 months. You don't necessarily get this request from any of the members. Normally, pag mga bakasyon kasi, ilang weeks lang. But this is a trip which is, to me, it's not ordinary, no? 17 countries in 2 months. At the time when the public demands that all public officials have to be present, especially we're talking about the ongoing investigation and the fear of the public that some of these names who were mentioned already might use this as a way to evade the investigation. So we sympathize with that kind of apprehension from the public, and we understand that. But as to why there's a need for Congressman Pulong Duterte to travel to 17 countries for the span of 2 months, that's a question that I think should be answered by him. But we do completely understand kung bakit ito ang lumalabas ng mga apprehension ng taong bayan.
Kong Ernix?
Well, ultimately, I don't know kasi kung nagpasa na ng request. Yeah, if there is, it's up to SecGen to really decide on the merits of the request, and ultimately, it's the SecGen will be deciding on whether to grant or not grant the request.
As a matter of procedure, of course, the speaker is the administrative head of this institution. So automatically, siya talaga yung magbibigay ng request. Ng approval ng request. But I guess nagkaroon na ng trip si Congressman Pulong this year, nung March, no? So that's why many of the members in this Congress are now asking, how frequent would one need to travel abroad, no? That's a question that I guess most of us also do share, no? But again, this is something that Congressman Duterte has to answer the public, because this is a time when, sabi ko nga, let me reiterate, this is the time when names have came out, names have already been mentioned, implicated in the ongoing investigation. The public fears is that this might be used to evade possible evasion from the ongoing investigation, and we do understand where this, where the public is coming from.
Next question natin is Marian of TV5.
Morning, good afternoon po. Clarify ko lang po yung tungkol sa travel request na hiling po ni Kong Pulong. Kong Zia, you said na para po sa inyo, it's not ordinary po, no? And you also said na, yung people po, yung taong bayan demand all public officials need to be present po dito sa bansa. Considering that, what's your answer lang dito? Tama po ba o hindi na pagbigyan itong hiling na travel clearance ni Kong Pulong?
Well, to give you a direct answer, that would be for the leadership to decide on. No? That would be for the leadership to decide. But if you ask me, my personal take on that is this is not something regular. This is not the usual and the ordinary travel that one congressman requests for the speaker, no, to be granted. Because we're talking about 17 countries in 2 months. So it's something that is not really the usual request that we gather, no, from House members who are wanting to go out from the country.
You're part of the House leadership. If you were to ask, ano po yung isa-suggest nyo, ano po yung i-advise nyo sa liderato ng Kamara, if it's not something regular, so you're saying no?
Again, I don't want to preempt whatever is the decision of the leadership. So I would grant that authority to decide on whether to approve the travel of the requests of Congressman Pulong or not to approve. Because as common member of the House, I also have to maintain courtesy to my fellow member. We all do have a parliamentary courtesy. So this is a matter of administrative issue So it should be done and approved administratively, which in this case, the leadership of the House will decide on.
How about DML, Jonicio?
Mahirap kasi magbigay basta ng opinion, baka iba yung maging decision eh. Oo, yes, tsaka hindi ko alam yung basis eh. I haven't seen any request of any sort of any document kung anong reason for any travel. So I think the best really to answer is once lumabas na yung decision ng leadership.
And I guess in addition to that, Mariano, I think it's also proper that you ask the one requesting for this travel because he might have reasons for you kung bakit kailangan niya ng 2 buwan at 17 countries after just a few months of travel that were approved in March. Why the frequency? I think that's those questions that are to be answered by the person himself requesting for the travel.
Okay. Gab, follow ba yan?
Yes, sir.
Si
Follow
Tricia.
up sana.
Sige, then after you, si Tricia na.
Sir, follow up lang regarding yung tanong ni Marian. So, ang for the record lang, sir, ang irregular, medyo hindi normal para sa inyo is yung 16 countries and yung 2 months na duration.
That is my personal
Yeah,
take on the matter. Yeah. Ikaw ba pag tinanong kita, pupuntahan mo ng 17 countries. I mean, this is not something normal that we see regularly from House members. I don't know kung travel ba ito, leisure or with family or official business. Kaya nga sabi nga ni Kong Ernix, it's really hard to say whether that's proper or not because we haven't seen the details and we are not supposed to see that because that's an administrative issue which I guess only the leadership can decide on.
But travel per se, sir,
Pero
okay lang.
usually, ang mga travel talaga na lumalabas dyan, 2 weeks, 3 weeks pag official. Pag official, much shorter. Kasi minsan, 3 araw lang, 5 araw lang ang mga official na travels. Pag nag-request ka naman, like in our case, pag Muslim ka, mag-Hajj ka, the maximum travel probably that would be granted is about 3 weeks. And then you have to return because your primordial concern really is to your district. Di ba?
Meron pa ba na gusto magtanong? Yes, Marian?
Pa-clarify lang kung Adyong, sorry ulit dun sa travel clearance niya, no? Sabi niyo po kanina, may ongoing investigation in the fear of the public. Some of the names mentioned already may use this trip as a way to evade investigation. So you're saying na maaring ginagawa o itong hiling ni Pulong na travel clearance is para po tumakas doon sa investigation?
I'm not saying that he will do that. All I'm saying is the fear of the public that this may be used as a way to evade investigation and accountability, which is basically what many of us do share. That's apprehension is valid.
Okay, no more? Some more questions? O kung wala na, siguro pasalamatan natin ang ating mga resource person.